Next up, we've got level 0. These are the people that just broke into the car scene. They probably saw a cool car on the side of the road. Maybe they were driving on a road trip. Or if they know somebody, they brought them to a car meet. That'll be their first exposure to the car scene. The next part would be they probably don't own a sports car. They probably drive normal traffic car, like, I don't know, maybe a Camry, something like that. They've probably never been to a track. That includes drag strips, obviously still not a full-blown course or autocross event. These people probably think that loud is fast. Here's an example of how it was for me. For the record, my car is not supposed to run a 13.3. It's nowhere near that. I did so bad. I spun the entire beginning. Anyways, enough excuses. Yeah, we'll continue, I suppose. They probably don't know the expense of the hobby. They most likely think exotics are where it's at. They are speed. If it's not a Lamborghini, it's not a sports car.
Yeah, boy.
Also, what is horsepower? Huh? Is it the amount of horses they get under the hood or something? Well, what's going on? All right, up next we have the level 1. This is pretty much where you're gonna have your majority knowledge on the core cars. Like American cars. So you got like your Mustangs, Camaros, Corvettes, Dodge cars, your Charger, your Challenger. You probably know like some of the bigger foreign ones like GTR. And then you've got Supra. Like the famous stuff going on there. Then you actually you start to get a taste for exhaust, so you don't like the fart cans. You know what I mean? Oh, sorry, wrong sound effect. Haha, my bad. You've probably been to the track, whichever one that may be. Obviously, you've got your different preferences, autocross, drag strip, or close course. But you've probably been to it once or twice, maybe a little more than that. I hate to say it, but you've probably done a street race or two. It kind of inevitably happens with this hobby, I suppose. It's not exactly good. I say I won't try to, but sometimes it just happens. You also realize that you're not going to beat the street bike. It's just not going to happen. They weigh nothing. You got to get it in your head. It's not going to happen. They paid nothing for their street bike, and they're going to be faster than you. That's it. The only thing you can say is that you have AC. That's all you got. You also kind of realize that most cars only have like 200 horsepower on the road. So as long as you're above that, then you're fine. As far as sports cars go, you can cruise around anyone, and they won't have a chance. But that's just your average cars, obviously. Don't be messing around with a Z06. I guess this is kind of where you're going to obviously own your own sort of sports car like I was talking about, but it's not going to be super expensive or anything like that. Maybe you'll get like a '05 Mustang GT or something. That's kind of where I started with. They only have like 300 horsepower, but that's like all you need. They also realize cars are expensive, man. Cars are expensive. So are car parts. But continuing, this is where you have like two paths, where you kind of go to car meets, drag strips or whatever, or you go to takeovers. Evil piece of. Next up, we got level 3. This is where the rabbit hole begins. You'll notice in all the other ones that we've just been talking about like different types of cars, that kind of stuff, how your car stacks up. This is kind of where it gets a little serious. This is where you separate yourself from kind of everyone else. There's a reason I put performance in parentheses, and yeah, it's there for a reason. So this is kind of where You go down the rabbit hole, like I said. You're going to start buying car parts. This is where you're going to start noticing all the content creation that people do. I don't know, maybe you'll watch some YouTubers talk about tuning their car, maybe installing modifications. Let's say you have a Mustang and yours makes 460, so the stock one, the stock horsepower, right? And you go on YouTube and you see somebody making 1,000. The immediate thing that's going to pop in your head is how, okay? At that point, at that point, you're going to go down a long path for information research. So you're going to pull up the computer, you're going to start Googling how to make horsepower, and you're going to get a lot of information. You're going to start spending a lot of money, whether that be a cold air intake, long tube headers, a catback exhaust. Maybe you even go for something like cams. You can get as serious as you want, or you can kind of lazy get into it and just go straight into supercharger or turbos. I won't say lazy for turbos. Supercharger, you can kind of slap it on there, but turbos take a little more work. But yeah, you can go boosted or stay in A, however you want to run it. Let's say maybe you run your first time at the track, kind of like the one that I showed in the video. That was that was my first time ever going to a drag strip. My car's not supposed to run a 13.3 or a 13, but you know, it's fine. I ended up doing a lot of research. I learned about DA and tires and how all that stuff's important. So I think it's probably within an acceptable realm. It's still a bad time, but that's fine. It's my first time going, and it was extremely hot outside and humid. So yeah, you learn, you live and you learn. Also, you kind of stop caring about car brands as much. It's more about specific types of cars that you kind of rep up. You know, like you'll be like, my Challenger is faster than this and that. This is kind of where you get your I guess groupies. This is where all the trash talk comes into play because everybody's spending all the money on performance. The trash talk definitely gets ramped up. So they'll be like, you're 5 points slow, your Camaro super slow, your boat for Chargers and Challengers and stuff like that. It just kind of happens. I hate it, but it is what it is. It's going to happen in this level because everybody's spending all the money and competing. So just get used to that part. Yeah, but we must unite against the EPA. All right, here we have level 4. I went ahead and called this one home. There's a reason for that. So, as I put the New Balances in the picture screen, this is sort of like your typical older vet owner, I guess. It's not necessarily just vet owners, but it's the most accurate depiction of level 4. So these, you got their New Balances on, you know, their cargo shorts, their hat, all that stuff. These are the chill guys. They're just here to have a good time. Their car isn't their daily anymore. It's just their modded out car. It's usually pretty quick, probably at least 600 horsepower or so. They're typically not your racers, so if you pull up to them at I don't know, at a stoplight or on the street and rev at them or whatever, they'll probably just wave. They know their car's quick enough. They don't really care about that stuff anymore. They just are proud of what they built. They like to look at all the new cars and see where their stacks up, see what the new generation's brought in. This is probably the go-to level to reach because it's just so relaxed. It's not all this banter and I don't know, trying to roast the other side and comparing, if you know what I mean. Usually this level hates all the extra attention stuff, so all the burnouts and takeovers and stuff in the middle of intersections, that's not exactly these people cup of tea. But you probably already knew that. I guess my favorite part about this level is the respect for all the different types of cars and stuff. It's not so much their car's better than everyone else's. They just like to enjoy cars and what everybody else has built and learn from them. I think this is probably one of the best levels to reach. All right. Well, I mean, I guess I can't go on forever. Finally, we have level 5, or what I like to call it, tranquility. This is where you know every car on the road, basically. I mean, any kind of sports car at the very least. You know everything about cars, their performance, how much horsepower they're all putting up, torque, all those different kinds of things. This is kind of where you get into the. Some of these people go street racers. just because they know how every car performs. This is where you get into like putting money up for the race and stuff like that, just because they already know the outcome of the race before it even happens, just by looking at the parts people have installed. I think this is super impressive. I don't think I could do it just because all these people have to know the performance of every car, what every modification adds to the car, and it's pretty crazy. Most of these people will have more than one sports car, definitely not stock. That's definitely not going to happen. Um, they can wave at a car guy from 4 miles away at the frequency of their exhaust, just to tell that it's modified. They can sniff out anything basically. I think these are more of the you kind of been around for a while, but you're not done with the fun part. I think this is a variation of level 4. I think this is just you stay into it. Not so much just kind of chill at level 4. You keep getting back into the energetic part of the car community. This part's really cool, and a big perk of this part is that you still have your savings account, which is pretty sick. Not any of the other levels have it. Pretty sick, pretty sick. I guess the last part of this is that you love all cars, man. I mean, you've reached it. All the cars are cool. You like to see what they come out with and just admire cars for what they are, and you already know everything about them, so it's pretty cool. What's up? Thanks for making it to the end of the video. Please comment, like, and subscribe. I know it's the basic thing everybody asks for, but it really does go a long way. Side note, join the Discord. Please join the Discord. It'd be super cool. I would like to be able to review some of y'all's cars. We can talk car parts, anything cars. That's the whole reason it was created. I would like to play car games and stuff with you guys too. So yeah, just join the Discord, swing by, say hi. I'll see you guys in the next one.